My name is Shae Smith, and basketball saved my life. My parents were together up until my 3rd grade year, and then they divorced, and that is when I recognized my mom and my dad getting into drugs. Growing up, wasn't much food in the fridge. It was abuse, mentally and physically. Just when they're drunk, they don't really know what they're saying. I had to mature a lot quicker than usual. I would say 6 years old, I had to babysit my 2 little sisters. My little sister was 3, and then the other one was just basically born. So taking care of her, and she would call me her mom sometimes. Also, I had to get a job when I was 15 so I could have food to provide for them. And then I would buy their clothes or Christmas gifts sometimes and just say my mom did it for them. I started playing basketball in the 7th grade, and it got me out the house. Being out the house made me feel better. I had a lot of connections with the coaches and players. To be able to even play, I would have to forge my mom's signatures. I knew it wasn't right, but I would have to only because I knew she didn't care. At practice, I would be in the zone, so I wouldn't have to worry about any problems. I wouldn't have to worry about my next meal, my sisters, any of that. None of the coaches I knew really knew what was going on. My gym teacher, I don't know, I guess he noticed some changes about me and actually asked me if I was doing drugs in the 7th or 8th grade. And at that moment, I just broke down because he noticed that something was going on, and I never went to talk to somebody about it. I was just waiting for someone to talk to me about it, and he did, and he noticed it. One day, I just really didn't want to go home, so I went to one of my coach's house and ended up spending the night, simply because my mom would lock me out the house sometimes if I would go to practice without her permission. The night I got kicked out, on my way back home, I tried to open the door and the door was stuck. At that point, I was fed up. This time, I took all my stuff out of my room as much as I could, put it all in my car and my friend's car, and just left that day. That night, I left.
Never went back?
No. If it wasn't for basketball, I think I would probably be nowhere. I wouldn't have gotten this far. I'm pretty sure I would have fell down the same path my parents did. I contemplated suicide many times when I was younger. Yeah, so I really don't know. As soon as I started out with basketball, eventually I gained trust in adults, simply because as a team, you're always together and you always gotta count on each other. I really didn't think I would make it past high school. I keep going through obstacles. I keep getting hit, I keep getting hit, I keep getting hit with everything in life. And I don't think I would have been prepared for it. It made me realize that I want a future, that I have goals for myself. During my junior year, I didn't think college was gonna be possible. When I got my scholarship, the day I signed, I actually started tearing up a bit because it was so it just wasn't real to me. I didn't think I was actually gonna have money to go to college. I didn't think someone was looking at me. And finally my hard work paying off. It was great. I cried. Tears of joy. It was so great. I just got a bunch of text messages. I was on people's Snapchats, Instagrams, just saying how happy they were for me because I didn't really have anyone in my corner. And just that moment, everyone could feel I was finally content and happy that I did it, and it all worked out in the end. So eventually when I turned 18, I decided to go and get tests done, and he sat down with me and he just looked at me for a while, and at that moment I was just I can't play. They diagnosed me with supraventricular tachycardia. It's basically just I have a very fast heartbeat. They said if I continued to play, then my condition could get worse, which could lead to cardiac arrest in the court. I felt numb because my whole life I've played basketball. That's all I've ever known, and I didn't feel real. Ever since that I found out I couldn't play, I still wanted to be involved in basketball. So I decided to reach out to my old coaches, and I've worked through companies that hosted camps. I've hosted my own camps. My passion for working with kids is greater than anything I ever had a passion for. What I went through, I don't wish it upon anybody else. Everything happens for a reason. I feel like if I was only known for a good basketball player, I didn't do a good job with my life. I truly feel like I have more to give, and I feel like I have been put on this earth to fulfill something, to help other people, because I have been helped.